I'm writing this at 2 a.m., 2:13 to be exact. It's been a long few months on progress for Ataka, and despite making considerable strides this month, I continue to feel held back like a dog on a leash. I feel like I'm trying to run for this bombastic flurry of creativity I once had, but yet I'm tethered to something. Logic. It may sound unrelated, in many ways they are, but for me, as I near adulthood, I felt the shift in my head that pushes me towards logic instead of creativity. 14-year-old me would have gotten an idea at 3 a.m., gotten out of bed and worked until 5:30 in the morning. But now, often when I get these ideas, I just say, it's a good idea, but you need some sleep, otherwise I'll be tired tomorrow. Write yourself a note and do it then. I see no flaw in this logic, but yet I don't like that this is where my brain goes. I want to feel that momentum, having an idea and actually creating it. To be clear, I have no issue with motivation, or even finding creativity when I want it. I'll often wake up in the night and write down a note that I use later on, and when I'm working, I'm usually pretty hyped up about what I'm doing. But it's simply that rational thought has begun to encroach on the irrational. Part of me that wants to work all night, who cares about the next day? And it's not a balance that comes easily to me. See, when I was younger, the irrationality was the only thing I had in me. It is what allowed me to make a movie by the time I was 14. And yeah, what I'm doing now definitely has aspects that some people will call pipe dreams, or at least over-optimistic. But when I'm actually working on the project, I find myself thinking of things practically. How are we going to do that, I ask? And it's a dance between these two planes of thought that I found myself in recently. How can I let the spark burn while not letting it get away from me? And as I become an adult, how do I keep that spark alive? I've always hated the phrase, just grow up. I think that we should all strive to be the best versions of ourselves, to work for maturity in many ways, but too often, just grow up means to let go of our childhood wonder completely, to buckle down, to work all day. But to me, some of the best artwork made today are from those who still have that spark alive years later. One of my favorite filmmakers, Hayao Miyazaki, shows this often in his work. I'd like the world to go back to being wild, he says. His movies are filled with this childlike feeling that so many of us lose later in life. He doesn't even write a script for his movies until it's storyboarded out. He lets the images in his head run free, and the result are some of the most beautiful films that I've ever seen. There are times when we need to be logical, pessimistic, cynical even. There are times when we need to buckle down and be an adult. But I don't want to live my life just chasing what makes total sense to me. I want to keep that spark burning, let it grow, and follow it, like a kid chasing a firefly into the night. I don't know if this video made sense, or related to anyone else, but I was inspired to make it. It's 2:46. I think I'll sleep now.